Hello everyone and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins, and let's just jump back in and continue helping the people of Redcliffe. Okay, so let's go and talk to Caitlin and the Chantry, shall we? And see where that gets us. Ah, Caitlin. There.
Bevan said you were the one who found him. I can't possibly repay you.
Just stay safe, both of you.
The Maker sent you. I just know it. Thank you again.
Well, that would be very ironic, wouldn't it, for the Maker to send a Dalish elf? Okay.
You are of elven blood and a stranger, yet you defend a home that is not your own. We are grateful for that.
I cannot stand by while monsters attack the helpless.
Not many in these modern days would honestly say the same. You are a man of worth, and the Maker will smile upon you. Allow me to introduce myself. I am revered Mother Hannah, head of this chantry, which for the moment is a place of refuge for these poor villagers.
How awful this must be for you all. Is this everyone who's left?
All those who cannot defend themselves, yes. They are terrified of tonight's attack, and I fear these walls will not keep them safe. What can I do to help with your task?
Sir Perth needs holy protection for the knights.
I have done all I can for them. I pray for them each night and seek the Maker's forgiveness for their sins before they face their deaths. What Sir Perth seeks is something that is not in my power to give.
What do you mean?
Sir Perth believes that I can protect them against these creatures, a shield only the Maker can provide, and that I withhold this power.
Well, can't you just tell him the Maker will watch over him? Morale is a powerful thing.
Exactly.
You mean you want me to let them think the Maker protects them in a real sense? I will not lie to them like that.
But if they think it helps them...
I cannot do it. I know that their own faith may inspire them, but these men need to find confidence on their own. I simply won't lie to them. Now please, let me tend to these poor folk. I must do what I can, and I suggest you do the same.
Gee, I wonder why I don't like the Chantry. That's neither here nor there. Sorry, Sir Perth. You will have to find your confidence elsewhere.
The Knights of Redcliffe are ready to fight at your disposal.
What is your status?
Although we are far better equipped than Murdoch and his villagers, we knights are too few. Things will be grim after sundown. Overall, my fellow knights are nervous about the coming battle. Death is almost certain, but we will fight and die valiantly if that's what the Maker demands.
You said you wanted holy protection?
Have you spoken to the revered Mother? Has she offered anything?
Mother Hannah does not believe she can help you.
I see. Then I suppose we must simply rely on our own prayers. The Maker will not help us. Thank you for your efforts. We shall fight on, nevertheless.
You mentioned something about an urn?
When the Isle fell sick, we were at a loss. Nothing worked to cure him, and he just kept getting worse. Finally, our lesser Isolde came up with a plan. The Urn of Sacred Ashes is a legendary artifact said to hold great healing powers. If found, it might save him.
They say the followers of Andraste smuggled her ashes out of Tevinter and hid them in Ferelden. The urn's never been heard of since.
We knights volunteered to seek it out. Few of us have returned. Many are still out there, unaware of what is happening here.
Why did the Arlessa believe anyone could find the urn?
The Earl once employed a scholar, Brother Genetivi. He had proof the urn was in Ferelden, or so I was told.
So the knights left the castle defenseless?
Not at all. A great number of soldiers remained in Castle Redcliffe. I wonder if they perished there and were transformed into these things. The thought chills my blood.
Yes. What was the Earl sick with?
We were never certain. He thirsted for water and then grew weaker and weaker. He brought in a mage, but even that did nothing. The Arlessa believed he was cursed and that we needed the power of Andraste herself, or he would surely perish.
And that one feels unnecessary to ask, because, I mean, obviously that would take time they do not have. So, yeah. Carry on.
As you wish, Grey Warden.
I'm just gonna make sure that there is nothing else that I need to do. Let's start this assault. Well, actually, let's save first.
The Knights of Redcliffe are ready to fight at your disposal.
I'm ready to make my stand here.
There is still time before the sun goes down. If you have not yet spoken to Murdoch, or if there is anything you have planned...
Well, I mean, I don't think I can get into the castle right now, so the other thing is not really doable right now, so no, I'm ready now.
Good luck to you then, and may the Maker watch over us all.
Let's see these beasties.
They're coming! Get to your positions! Make ready! From the lake! They're attacking the barricades! We need help!
Knights, stay here and guard the path.
Come on! We need to hurry!
Right. I thought they would never end.
Dawn arrives, and we survived the night. We are victorious. And though this victory came at great cost, we must remember none of us would be here were it not for the heroism of these good folk beside me. I thank you, good sir. Truly the Maker smiled on us when he sent you here in our darkest hour.
I was happy to help defend the village.
Let us bow our heads and give honor to those who gave their lives in defense of Redcliffe.
Murdoch of Redcliffe, Mayor and beloved father, we salute you.
You and so many others who have perished here, walk with he who is your Maker. Long may you know the peace of his love.
I kind of want to say that, but I feel like that is the elven way of saying it, and yeah, I don't think that would be appreciated. And that feels like the their way of saying it, so probably gonna go with remain silent.
With the Maker's favor, the blow we delivered today is enough for me to enter the castle and seek out your Arl. Be wary and watch for signs of renewed attack. We shall return with news as soon as we are able. Now, we've no time to waste. Meet me at the mill. We can talk further there.
Okay, well, we have some leveling up to do. Shopkeeper might be back. General store. Yeah, let's get over to that and see if we can get some flasks. There's still no one here. I need to buy flasks. Let's see if I can get to the camp, if I'm allowed to leave, that is. I want to see if the dwarf has some flasks. I will be back. Very shortly.
Blight. How will you end it?
Hello, Sten? We have to fight the Archdemon.
Is that all? It is surrounded by an ocean of darkspawn. How will you reach it? If you reach it, how will you slay it? You say you are a Grey Warden. I have heard stories of this order.
Wait, you doubt I'm really a warden?
Great strategists and peerless warriors. That is what we hear of the Wardens. So far, I am not impressed.
I'm new to the Wardens.
Will you make that excuse to the Archdemon? Or the victims it claims in the meantime?
Yeah. Whatever. I don't really care right now, okay, Sten?
You and your friends are formidable folk, indeed. It's good to have you along on the road.
Let me see your wares.
I'm sure you'll be pleased with the goods my boy and I have collected, and with your discount.
As long as you have flasks, I'm happy. Look at that. I will buy all of your flasks. Or, well, 99 of them.
What do you need?
I'd like to ask something.
Ask away.
What can a Templar do exactly?
Essentially, they're trained to fight. The Chantry would tell you that the Templars exist simply to defend. But don't let them fool you. They're an army. The other main purpose for a Templar is, of course, to hunt mages. To that end, we train in talents that drain mana and disrupt spells.
So, couldn't others learn these talents?
Perhaps, but there usually isn't much of an opportunity. The Chantry keeps a close rein on its Templars. We are given lyrium to help develop our magical talents, you see. Which means we become addicted. And since the Chantry controls the lyrium trade with the dwarves, well, I'm sure you can put two and two together.
So, you were addicted to this lyrium?
Thankfully, no. You only start receiving lyrium once you've taken your vows. You don't need lyrium in order to learn the Templar talents. Lyrium just makes Templars' talents more effective. Or so I was told. Maybe it doesn't even do that. The Chantry usually doesn't let their Templars get away either, so they can spread their secrets. I'm a bit of an exception. Lucky me.
Yes?
I'd
Well,
like to talk.
here I am.
What was life like in the Chantry cloister?
Quiet. It was a life suited for contemplation. In the cloister, away from the fuss and the flurry of the cities, I found peace. And in that stillness, I could hear the Maker. But it was not perfect. Some of my Chantry fellows were condescending. That is the nature of religious folk, I suppose.
Condescending, how so?
When I talked about my beliefs, that the Maker reveals himself in the beauty of his world, they treated me with disdain. They want to believe that he's gone, so that when he turns his gaze on them, it means they are special, chosen. He cannot possibly have love for all, the sick and the weary, the beggars and the fools.
I prefer your ideas to the ideas of the Chantry.
Thank you. Maybe I am wrong. But it is the Maker's place to decide if I am worthy, not men, not the Chantry. But there is work to be done, and I have talked enough for now.
Yes,
I have a
I
question.
am hardly surprised.
Why did you come to Ferelden?
To answer a question,
What was the answer?
were you not at Ostagar when the army was overwhelmed? That is your answer.
Don't you have to report back then?
Yes.
There's no point in saying that because he doesn't really get humor. When are you going to do that?
Never. I cannot go home.
Well, you can stay with us.
Thank you. Can we move on? We keep the Darkspawn waiting.
Let's go.
As you wish.
Hey, plus 12. Wow. Hello, Morrigan.
What do you wish of me?
I'd like to ask you something.
If you must.
Have you ever been hunted by the Chantry?
You are very cute to ask so many questions.
You don't have to answer if you don't want to.
Of course I don't. 'Tis no matter. My mother has been hunted from time to time, yes, by Templar fools like Alistair, which should tell you how successful they generally were. Flemeth made a bit of a game of it, in fact. The Templars would come again, and she would look at me and smile and say that the fun was to begin once more.
You really had no trouble with them?
I am unsure. I was too young to understand, and perhaps 'twas bravado on Flemeth's part, or perhaps she was merely amused. I will never know. Flemeth would warn them once. 'Twas a warning they inevitably failed to heed. And then the true game began. Often Flemeth would use me as bait. A little girl to scream and run and lure the Templars deeper into the wilds and to their doom.
Surely more would have followed.
Sometimes. Eventually. Thankfully, the wilds is a vast place. Once they found us, Flemeth would simply move us elsewhere and we would be lost within the forest once again. I did not understand the danger we faced until I was much older. I had never heard of apostates or maleficarum.
What exactly is an apostate?
You do not know? The zealots use that word for any magic they do not control. The Chantry sees any mages not leashed to the Circle of Magi as apostates. And apostates could become maleficarum, evil mages that resort to blood magic and become demon-enslaved abominations. It may even be true. Still, those of us who prefer freedom see no reason to submit.
If I were a mage, I might think the same.
Thank you for small favors, then, at the very least. Enough of this talk. Let us return to the task at hand.
I say that is enough for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!